Now, smaller political parties are speaking in one voice, urging the youth to register to vote for the 2024 general elections. According to the Electoral Commission of South Africa, recent data reveals that 14 million young people are not registered. For more on this, we're joined now by IEC Head of Outreach and Communications, Moses Pitso. A very good evening to you. Thank you so much for your time, Mr. Pitso. The largest and the most influential voting cohort in South Africa, yet many are not willing to vote. What are the dynamics at play? What have you found as you conducted your research?
Thank you, Mpho, and good evening to your listeners. Look, as the IEC, we have a program constantly that targets youth that we undertake every year. We have realized that due to the non-participation of youth in elections, you see this, falling into an area of disaffection by youth not participating, legally in areas. As you notice from time to time, you'll see the youth participating in what you call a service delivery protest, which essentially says they are trying to participate in our democracy. However, they're not using the appropriate, steps or appropriate avenues that have been set up by our constitution to participate in our democracy. Largely because these service delivery protests would find that they are very, violent in their nature. So as the IEC, we then decided to engage a number of or different stakeholders, including civil society organizations, government departments, as you can see today. We're at Germiston. In fact, the entire weekend we were at Germiston Home Affairs, where we were registering youth as they received their IDs. But also, a permanent feature at the Home Affairs offices throughout the country, where as people come in, particularly the youth coming to pick up their IDs as the IEC, we then register them. Over and above that, we have participated in a number of, interventions that would try to bring not only a youth in the area of voting, but also on providing them civic education, because we are of the opinion that if they do understand their role in this democracy, it is much better for them, and at least they would have a better appreciation of why they should vote, because we all understand that the future of this country is essentially in their hands. If they don't participate in the democratic processes of this country, it would suggest then the trajectory of this country would be the same as those that happened north of our borders. And I'm sure all of us, we don't want to see that happening in our beautiful country.
And understanding the role, with the youth understanding their role, comes with a lot of influence, because young people have essentially the numbers to win an election. What are some of the challenges that you've found?
Look, as I'm saying, as the IEC, we try and engage, but our focus would really be on electoral democracy. You would understand that there would be other things that are outside of our purview as the IEC that would impact on the decision-making processes of the youth as to whether they participate in elections or participate in our democracy. But as I'm saying, we do try and have civic education to provide, meaningful engagements around what are the things that as the youth they could do to try and, give direction to this country. One of the things that we undertake is, thought leadership engagements that we have at universities, that we would bring university students, but also, bring youth in general to participate in thought leadership, where we would bring people around to come and engage them with about their responsibilities in a democracy. For instance, on the 27th of this month, we would be at Soweto Theatre, where we are going to be engaging youth around what are the things that they could do, learning from what the youth of 76 had achieved, and what propelled them to engage in the dispensation that they face then, and what are the things that they, as this youth, could learn and take from those experiences of the youth of 76, and to try and implement them and try and address their challenges, which are merit. There are a number of challenges that they face as the youth currently. It's not necessarily political, but in a number of areas they've got challenges. So one of the people that we have brought in to come and engage them is, I'm sure Mr. Seth Cooper, but this time we've brought in Mr. Seth Mazibuko come and try and talk about, he's got a way of engaging youth around, the youth of 76 as a metaphor that they used, they threw rocks, and the youth today must take those rocks to build the current, current democracy, using the rocks that the youth had used to throw in 1976. Just as a metaphor to say there are a lot of things that happened in the past that you, as the youth of today, you could utilize to help you to try and address the challenges that you face that are brought by the current dispensation.
In looking at the different cohorts in terms of age group and where the largest numbers lie, what did you find in that regard? Because we know that it starts from as young as 15 when you talk about the first cohort of youth in South Africa.
Look, for registration, you must be 16 and above for you to be able to register. So we have appreciated that around the groups 16 to around 21, that there is not that much of registration. But from the cohort around 29 to 39, as the youth, as you know, some of those people are still regarded as the youth. They are the biggest component of our voters' roll, and they do register. But the good thing about them is that once they've registered, they vote, which is what we're trying now to engage the youth, in the early stages around 18 to 29, to say it's very important for you to do as your predecessors have done. Start registering, participate in elections, vote. I was watching some of these youth complaining and raising issues today to say it's important that the youth must vote, because even if they don't vote, those that have voted are going to determine the direction of their lives. So if they have a view on how their lives should, which direction it should follow, they should listen to political party platforms, listen to their manifestos as parties campaign. They'll be campaigning next year. See which political parties speak to them as the youth, and then at the time comes when you have to vote, go to the voting station, vote for those parties to ensure that at least their voice is heard, so that when they start raising issues, they know at least which people to talk to, because they know which people they voted for. The issue of disaffection is primarily because of people have not voted, and you find that there is authority in your area, but because you've not participated in an electoral process, you don't know that authority, and it's difficult for you to engage the authority on your issues, because your issues were never put forth to them before they become authority in your area.
Very well. Thank you so much for your time. Let's perhaps leave it there for now. Moses Pitso, the Head of Outreach and Communications at the Electoral Commission of South Africa, speaking about the youth vote, the significance and the power that comes with the young vote.